Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. Jets lose for the 9th time this season, falling to 3-9 on the year. 33-18 was the final score. Unable to stack W's for the first time this season. Extremely frustrating, disappointing, whatever adjective you want to use. It probably fits the bill. Robert Saleh once again was outcoached. Nick Sirianni, Gardner Minshew, credit those guys. They went out. Just what an incredible day from Philadelphia's standpoint. They had their way with the Jets defense. Over 400 yards. 400 total yards in offense. Are you kidding me? Gardner Minshew was 20 of 25, 242 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Miles Sanders had a $120 on the ground. What else? Dallas Goedert had multiple touchdown grabs with over 100 receiving yards. This has been an ongoing occurrence this season. Saleh's defense, Jeff Ulbricht's defense has been shredded. They've been ripped apart. Okay, whether you want to talk about the Bengals game, the Patriot game, where we let up over 50 points coming off of a bye week to a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones, that's egregious. We can point to the Bills game where we gave up 45. We can point to the Colts game on primetime football for the world to see Thursday night where we gave up 45. And now we are at home, 1 o'clock kickoff, going up against Philly's backup quarterback. And by the way, I really like Gardner Minshew. This guy can play. I actually had the chance to meet him a couple years ago in Alabama. Super nice guy. But look, he is not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. He is not a top 5 elite quarterback in this league. But because he played the Jets defense, he looked like one today. Inexcusable. This defense needs to wake up. And look, we can point to the youth. That's understandable. We can point to the injuries. Marcus May, Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, Hamsah Nasruddin, LaMarcus Joyner. There's a lot of injuries here. Okay, and I'm going to get into the injuries in just a second because we had a lot of them today, but we can talk about those things. Yes, those are all valid excuses, but the one thing I don't want to hear today is that we weren't prepared for Gardner Minshew. We expected to be playing against Jalen Hurts. Here's the deal. Gardner Minshew has been on the Eagles since the start of the season. He is the backup quarterback. We know for a fact that Jalen Hurts was banged up throughout the week and was questionable for today's game. This is the NFL. This is professional football. There's no free pass. Oh, well, we didn't know Gardner was going to be playing. We game planned for Jalen Hurts. Too bad. This is the NFL. You know, Gardner's on this football team. That's why the Eagles brought Minshew in, because if something were to happen to Hurts, Minshew can step in, look like a competent quarterback, and lead this team to victories, and that's exactly what happened today. So, again, injuries, I get it. You know, if that's the main reason why the Jets defense is struggling, I understand it. If it's because we're way too young, starting a bunch of rookies, Michael Carter, Bryce Hall, second-year player, there is a lot of youth on this defense. We are learning on the fly. We're learning as we go. That's understandable. But what's not is not being prepared for an extremely realistic situation, which was Jalen Hurts not being ready to go. That falls directly on the head coach's shoulders. And it's just frankly not being prepared. You have to get your team ready to play, prepared every single week. It's the NFL. Okay, that's just the bottom line. So it was nauseating and disgusting watching this defensive performance today. As far as the offense is concerned, look, I know we didn't convert on the 2-point conversion. I know Zach Wilson had that pretty bad interception where he overshot Jamison Crowder. Wasn't perfect, okay, by any means. He definitely missed a couple throws here and there. But today's loss was not because of the offense. It wasn't on Mike LaFleur. I actually really liked his game plan. I loved his play calls. It wasn't on the offensive line. I thought they did a pretty good job both in pass pro and in run blocking. It wasn't on the running backs. Tevin Coleman stepped up. I felt like he was always creating positive momentum, gaining positive yards. I felt like Elijah Moore had a great day, constantly getting open. Zach Wilson was finding him. I felt like for the first half of the game, Zach Wilson was decisive. He was playing within the confines of the offense. Nothing looked forced. He looked calm. He looked like the game was really starting to slow down. It wasn't until the Jets were down multiple scores where we started to press. That's where the turnover came. And that leads us to a very important question, a very relevant question for this football team in the long term, moving forward. Why were the Jets down 2 scores? It was because we had 2 missed extra points. Special teams blunders. 2 missed extra points. For whatever reason, Joe Douglas has not been able to figure out this kicking situation. I felt like the last time I actually had true confidence in a kicker was Jason Myers back in the McCagnon era, which I'm still irritated about why we didn't bring him back. He ended up going to Seattle. But you look at Jason Myers that season, he was a Pro Bowler. We didn't bring him back. What were we thinking? What were we thinking? Since then, the Jets have not been able to figure out the kicking position. Now, look, I completely understand that hindsight's 2020, but this was my personal take on the whole Matt Amendola situation. I felt like a change needed to be made at the kicker spot, although I didn't want to just up and release Matt Amendola as some sort of punishment. I wanted to do that if we had a good plan in place. I wanted to bring in a veteran kicker, a Dan Bailey, a guy who's currently on the market, a Badgley on the market, a Zane Gonzalez, 3 guys that are currently out there. I didn't want to rush into it saying, oh man, Amendola, horrible past couple weeks. We just need to get him out of the building and we'll figure out what to do later. And I felt like that's kind of what the Jets did. And by the way, that move wasn't made on the Monday following game day. It wasn't made after the Texans game. It was made later in the week. So puzzling things, decisions that make you just scratch your head. And here we are again throwing a young kicker into the mix, and we're because of two missed extra points, we're down 2 scores, therefore having to press late into the game, which led to a mistake. And I felt like at that point, the game started to slip through the Jets' fingertips, and we had no chance after that point. So I'm left sitting here knowing that Ulbrich and Saleh were outcoached once again. By the way, the Jets gave up 66 yards in penalty yardage. We were flagged 6 times, although some of those were extremely ticky-tack. It wasn't the main culprit, the main reason why we lost today's game. Obviously, Saleh was freaking out on the sidelines because of those flags. But yeah, I really felt like Philadelphia did a great job on offense, controlling the clock. I mean, that third quarter was unbelievable. The Jets only had a little over 2 minutes of time of possession in the third quarter. That is horrible. That is horrible. The defense could not get off the field. In fact, the Eagles actually started the second half, started the third quarter with the football. They go on an 8+ minute drive that results in points. And then the following possession, the Jets go 3 and out. Okay, so just a brutal performance defensively from top to bottom. And back to the drawing board we go. It's the only thing we can do. I mean, the Eagles were successful in the short passing game and the deep passing game, running the football, obviously controlling the clock with time of possession. They weren't really flagged. They didn't turn the football over. I felt like they were really successful on third down, just constantly moving the chains. And look, this Eagles offense rose to the occasion. One play that stood out specifically, it was absolutely egregious. It was unbelievable on the Jets' part. It was 3rd and 19 around midfield, or kind of no man's land, and the Jets allowed a 22-yard reception, putting the Eagles in field goal range, giving them a first down. That cannot happen. That cannot happen, okay? That is the stuff that Jets fans look at and they say, what happened there? Playing cover 1? Like, what was it? What were we thinking? So we have a 5-7 New Orleans Saints team next week at MetLife Stadium, same time, 1 o'clock. Hopefully we can bounce back. But again, I do want to focus on this. I don't believe today's loss was because of the offense. From coaching, from play calling, from quarterback play, from offensive line, running backs, wide receiver. I don't think the offense lost the game today. It was solely on the defense, on not being prepared. And then, of course, we can factor in those missed extra points as well. So disappointing stuff. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I mean, it says a lot about you guys to watch, the Jets on a 3-9 football season continue to come to the channel and spend extra time listening about these Jets losses. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.